right. Well, as I mentioned, my name is Kathryn Ewing, and we are now transitioning to our advanced getting started training. Thank you guys so much for all your support and bearing with me. Hopefully, I've answered some questions for you guys. Maybe you're here for a refresher. Maybe you're here for your first time. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. So this is kind of our timeline for our brand partner. We've already gone through uploading and loading all of the pieces to get us started to have huge success. And this piece is where we will go from enrollment to then boxes sold to Golden Ultimate and then starting a team. So as far as enrollment, like we previously did, you want to train on boards for all your new members, as well as make sure you are trained on boards. And then you want to make your first post with them. You want to invite them to all the business groups, share the Telegram, share the IPA Zoom, like we did previously where I was showing you guys the whole layout. We want to make sure that we make this as smooth for them as really as much as possible. And I'm not going to lie, that first post that I had to make, I had to close my eyes when I clicked the button because it was extremely out of my comfort zone. And now I can't post enough, you know? It's like I'm loving sharing all the positivity and all the different tips and tricks and all the things, and love to see people succeed. So that's the same thing that we want to make sure that we are showing all of our people that are joining us along the way. And then once they have sold 4 or more boxes, we want to train them on the conversion and the process and their customer flow. We don't want to overwhelm them all at the front end. So we kind of take it in pieces because obviously everyone's going to go at a different pace than some others, especially for those that maybe do this full time opposed to doing it part time. Whatever you put in it is what you're going to get out, is what I always say. But either way, I'm there for my people, and I hope you guys are too, so that we can see them succeed just like us, and bring in any additional people that can help along the way is even better. And then as far as the Golden Ultimate, we want to confirm that their subscription is completely set up, because we want them to get paid, obviously. I mean, who doesn't like to get paid? We want to make sure that they're enrolled in the direct deposit. And then, of course, we want to share how to leverage their next order to earn $150 or more, because that is huge for all of us. And if we don't show them, then maybe they're not going to know. And then, of course, we will stop with our start a team, where we want to check the orders in the volume report, which I do that regularly. They have done a phenomenal job yet again in our back office. Our marketing team is of utmost caliber. I mean, I just cannot compliment them enough, as well as our IT team. Oh my gosh. We have some amazing teams, and they have given us so many amazing resources. Definitely utilize those resources for sure. And we will talk about the report, the volume report, like I just mentioned, and reach out to our team, our downlines, to see who's ordering the bulk packs so that we can ensure that they're properly trained. Again, making sure that they have all the pieces to have huge success. So within boards, again, assuming that you already have boards downloaded, you kind of gotten the lay of the land. We want to make sure to help our team to, again, have huge success. And so you'll see where that arrow is pointed at the start here. Let's get started. If you select that, it will then take you step by step on making sure that you have access and fully set up each step along the way for all those resources that we have, so that you too can have huge success. So that's one thing that we want to share with all of our team members that are joining the team, that once they have boards downloaded, yes, it's a lot of information, so it's going to take a minute for them to go through all of the pieces. But this is one thing we want to point out to them, that if they can do the let's get started, it will take them step by step so that they can be fully set up to have huge success and have an amazing business. So in our back office, again, another feature that I love is the back office. So many great things there. But you want to make sure that their subscription is set up. And so in the subscription section, you will have them select their color week and load and set up their subscription. Now, I usually do this within the 3rd, 4th week, definitely within the first 4 weeks, because I want to make sure that they're set up for success, but also so that they can get paid. And so to be commission eligible, it's a minimum of 100 PV, And so this is where we're going to help them to set up to make sure that they are on their right color week. It should default, but if for some reason it does not, love our customer support team. 90% of the time we'll call just to make sure that it has transitioned properly on their end so that we can verify that their subscription is set up, even though it does tell you on screen. If for some reason you have any doubts whatsoever, we have an amazing customer service team where they will definitely verify that for you. So as you can see on this example, our qualifying week for this individual is going to be green. And so we will select the green for the color week for the subscription that will be that next cycle. And you see on here on the right-hand side where your color weeks are with the circles around the dates. That is when the payment comes out as far as the auto ship, and then the order will be sent out the next business day, which would be the Monday. And they do the auto ships first before everything else. So I can personally say that my auto ships, my payment comes out Saturday, they're shipped Monday, and a lot of times I have it by, Wednesday, Thursday, which is fantastic before I even run out of anything. And this occurs every 4 weeks. So remember, if for some reason you have 5 weeks in a month, it will happen every 4 weeks. So you see on here where this person, like we mentioned before, is green week. So they would select the July 26th for this example. And that's how they're going to set that up. That would be that next step. And then the next step, they will then be able to select the items that they would like. So you can see there's an example on the left-hand side of the items, because they got a pack of 100 PV, which is the minimal to be commission eligible. And then they will continue to check out so that they can set up the payment and save this subscription. And it does come across screen as far as the confirmation, but these steps are literally laid out 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's super easy, super smooth transition. But I do walk through my new people. I walk them through this every single time. At least I offer, and if they would like me to, because, something new, getting acclimated, it can be a little overwhelming. But what I love about our subscriptions is, like you see on here, the Limu and the Renew pack was selected. Well, next month, maybe I want something different, and so I can change it. And so I love that flexibility, especially if new products come out, and I'm ordering, constantly throughout the month. And then my subscription comes and I want more of it. So I can change it. So I love that. And again, if you have any issues with this, customer support is there to help us if needed. So once you have your subscription set up, the next piece we want to walk through them is the direct deposit, because again, we want to make sure that these individuals are getting paid. Because I don't know about you guys, but I did not want to miss that first check, and I have not wanted to miss any checks after that. Definitely love when it hits my bank every single Friday. So in the back office, you're going to select that My Money, one of my favorite areas to go, and you'll see the drop-down options, which are shown on the right-hand side. And you're going to select the option Partner Co-Pay. Again, once this is set up at the beginning, you don't have to touch it again unless it were to change, just like your subscription. If you're going to keep your subscription the same, you don't have to go back and change it at any time. So same thing with your pay. If you set up your pay one way and it won't change, you don't have to go back and touch it. So love it. Once it's one and done, you're finished. So again, this is another area that I do offer all my new people. Look, if you have any questions, I'm here to help, but also we can walk through the steps if that would make it easier. And a lot of times I'm on the phone with them walking through, and they just want to verify having that additional person, making sure that they're setting it up correctly. So again, you select that Partner Co-Pay, and you would see a similar screen like shown here. And so the Partner Co-Pay section is where you're going to put your banking information as far as where your direct deposit will go. And then your second item is going to be that Social Security number or tax ID, which you'll need to insert one or the other depending on your setup. Now, the Partner Co-Pay, I do want to point out that you'll see, like on this screen for the direct deposit, it defaults to 0%. So you do have to change that to 100%, and then you hit save. This is another area that I occasionally will call customer support so that they can verify if for some reason I don't see that 100% updated on my end. or on my brand partners end for the direct deposit. And again, they're fantastic. They can pull it up and they can verify that for us so that you don't miss a beat. Now, the great thing is if for some reason you don't get that first direct deposit, PartnerCo is not going to keep your money. You'll just get it the next cycle. And again, our goal is to get all of our people paid every single Friday and for that check to constantly grow. So I love that. I love the fact that they're willing to work with us. And again, customer support is there to help us however we need. Next piece is going to be how to find your volume for placement. Oh, this is one of my favorite pieces to go over with my new people, because once we get people to ultimate status, which is 1500 PV, we want to make sure that any order after that point, separate from our auto ship, is placed under individuals underneath that brand partner for multiple reasons. It helps us to help other people on our team, as well as it helps that new brand partner that we are currently training to basically give them money back, helping their checks grow in various ways, because here we get paid multiple ways. We actually get paid 8 different ways, and 9 if you consider the instant money when we buy our bulk packs. But for the volume placement, where I go is, again, I go to my money, one of my favorites, and I will go down to the selection volume. And once you select volume, you should see a similar page like shown here. And this can show you your volume layout. And an amazing piece, again, an additional feature that our IT department has done a fantastic job with, is we have the ability to expand. So those numbers that are circled, for example, you can actually click those numbers and it will expand the view, where you can then see who actually is placing the volume as well as the breakdown. So food for thought for you guys that didn't know that you can actually see that within that view. But I do want to point out, obviously, the different colors. So when you're placing your volume, for example, you do want to focus on your pay line. So you have your pay line and you have your power line, or pay leg, power leg. Leg and line is kind of interchangeably depending on who you talk to. So for these purposes, we'll call it line. So your pink line is going to be your power line. Obviously, you can see it has more of your volume. Your white line is going to have your lesser volume. Again, for these examples, we're talking about 2 lines. Other individuals may have more, but either way, you're only going to have one pink line, which is going to have your most volume on it. So when placing volume or showing individuals where to place volume, we want to show them to place it on your pay line, the line that you will get paid on every single Friday, as far as base commissions are concerned. You do get paid on your power line. We won't get into the weeds, but I do want to point that out. When you're looking as far as where to place the volume, you're going to look at that white line, which is going to be your pay line. That's where you're going to want to put the volume under. So you'll see here, for example, under your volume report, this would be an example of the expansion, and we have filtered out the auto. That would be the auto orders, and you see the regular. So these are orders that people are placing throughout the month outside of their auto ships. And so we have Whitney, Kate, and Aretha, for example, here. And you can see on the far right, you'll see their PV total, where you have 1,605.76, for example. And so you can place your volume under any of these individuals, but especially if they have a goal in mind where you could reach out to see if, maybe they're trying to get to ultimate status, for example. How much do I need to help them to get them there, as far as giving credit under any of these individuals. So there's no right or wrong, but I will tell you that, strategically placing them is definitely going to help you. It's going to help them. And then, of course, it's going to help the new person. So when you are doing this for the first time, I highly recommend to get with your upline and strategically place it. Again, you're not going to place it wrong, but when you look at the bigger picture and you look at your return coming in, that's where you really want to place it in the right location and help people out. And especially if people are trying to get to rank advancements. we won't get into that, but that's another piece that your upline can help you with. And then we have another report, which they have improved this time after time after time, and it's an amazing report, this striking distance report. This is one that I pull every single Wednesday. And this striking distance is going to be found in your back office as well. So as you can see, you would go back to your dashboard, and in these drop-down options, you would select that striking distance report where you see that arrow. And you would have a similar example like seen here. And so like I was mentioning, as far as where to place the orders, here is where it's also going to tell us their business level. And like I said, our first goal is to get everyone to ultimate. You guys may hear that time and time and time again, maybe interchanged with top pay. That's really hot verbiage right now, is when we're talking to individuals that are interested in the business. We're like, look, do you want to get to top pay? All right, perfect. That's ultimate status. Let's get a game plan together to get you there, because that's going to be 1,500 PV. And you are not in this alone. We're going to help you along the way. And that's where also placing that volume, like we previously spoke about, under individuals also will help with getting them to the next business level. Excuse me. So here you see that Madonna, for example, she's already at ultimate status. She has that 1,500 PV. And you see Tina, for example, underneath her, she is at elite status, and she has 1,308. And the balance 2 columns over, and I apologize if the font is small. It's small on my end. Did I lose you guys? Apologies. Okay, I think I got you back. So sorry about that. You see that Tina, for example, she has that 1,308. That's that second line. And so she needs 600 to be able to, I'm sorry. She has 600 and she needs that 1,308. And it shows you the business level to the right of her current business level, as far as how much she would need to get to that next level. So the reason I point this out is because within your striking distance, you can kind of learn the individuals that may need assistance, but also when you reach out to them, you have additional information to better help them so you can work as a team, for example. So like I said, for business level, we want to get everyone to ultimate. So those that are at ultimate, we may have a different game plan in place. So as you can see on here, there's 3 people that are already ultimate. And so we're already one step closer to having them have huge success. And so we want to then take that next step. For all those that haven't made ultimate, you can see the elite and business. We love them just the same, but we may need to reach out to them to see where to place our volume, like we previously spoke about, to help to get them to ultimate, where the others, we would have our next call of action. And so that is where we will then get our list of individuals as far as who to reach out to, in our downline, so that we can better help them and work as a team. So anyone that is on week 3 that's not ultimate, like you saw in that slide right before, we had 3 people that were already ultimate. So the people that were not ultimate, we want to reach out to them to see how we can help, where we could place some additional volume, who we could reach out as far as customers or prospects to help them. And that way we can get them to ultimate, hopefully within the first 4 weeks. That's our goal, is to work with them during that time frame so that we can get them at that top pay and it's locked in for life. And then anyone that's ordering boxes under someone else, and I think, I don't believe I actually pointed that out, but you'll see, and I'm sorry, I'm backtracking. I do this every time I get ahead of myself. I get so excited. So you notice on here, I do want to point that out, that people that are placing volume under other individuals, you see Whitney, her email is Whitney. Kate, it says Josh Smith, and Aretha says Aretha. More than likely that Kate Bush, John Smith email is someone that has placed volume under Kate. So when you're looking at these reports, if you see that the email does not match the name, that would be a big indicator that John Smith, for example, or Josh Smith, excuse me, is the one that's placing order to help Kate out, which also helps Josh and anyone that's in between within his lines. So that is another feature that we do point out as we're coming up with our list as far as people to reach out. So I apologize, I didn't point that out when we were on this screen. But that is where, as you're reaching out to these individuals and you're helping them get to ultimate status, as well as, placing that additional volume under individuals, you have kind of your checklist, so to speak. And anyone that's ordering boxes under someone else, like I just pointed out, you would know those individuals as well. And our next piece, if you guys have not been to a drop talk or any of our events, it is never too late, but you're definitely missing out. So definitely jump on that wagon. You will not regret it, I can guarantee you. I love the fact that our customer appreciation and drop talks that we have all over the world, all various states, they're very simple. They're very simplistic, very informal. Anyone can do them. The biggest thing is we want to make sure that we can reciprocate. And so everyone can do any of these drop talks, whether it be in your living room, whether it be at a hotel, whether it be, at a school, a facility, a library, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. We have the presentation in boards. Anyone can do it. Again, we want to make sure that everyone we bring on board can reciprocate, and it's not all going to fall just on us to get out there. And then, of course, corporate does amazing events, amazing trainings. We just got back from PXP, which was phenomenal. Yet again, it always gets better and better. But the customer appreciation and the drop talks you can do within your community. Like I said, make it super simple. We have the PowerPoint that's available. And that's really all you need, because the people want to see your passion. They want to see your love and excitement for our products and for our company, because then they're going to want to join that. They're not gonna, they're not worried about all the frill and all the extra stuff. It's great. There's nothing wrong with it. But just know you can make it super simple and anyone can do it. And then you invite people on a regular basis. You're doing these and getting people in front of the product, and you're getting in front of them, you're belly to belly. And you will have huge success because you can invite guests as well as team members to these. And again, it's all those positive vibes that also help with that mindset and that mood to then transition them onto your team. And that is it. Thank you guys so very much for joining us today. We will take some questions, and I apologize going back and forth. Hopefully I didn't confuse you guys.